People. Que pasa, suck, passe, what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. Call it news with a buzz. First part of the video is called Wake Up Everton Beaches Stouts. Whichever prison cell he's in, tell him put down the Vaseline, put down the Jergens, put down the Fifi, which is the equivalence of the fleshlights. Anybody knows what I am speaking about, put it in the comment section. Tell him that his son just received a 20-piece, a bucket from the penal institution in America. He was sentenced to 20 years. He is going to be eligible for parole after 7.5 years. It is said that he was charged for manslaugchter for his wife, Andrine McDonald. Now when you hear Andre and you hear Andrine, it sounds like a match made in heaven. However, it was a match made in hell for this lady and their family. We saw that last week, what seems to have been some sorts of trial more sounded like some sorts of confession statements, because this man took the stand and he was trying to explain away exactly what happened. He tried to play that victim role. However, the jury obviously was not buying. They were not falling for the okey pokey. They were not about to be bamboozled by this wicked, evilous man. So people, last weekend, he did some sorts of confession, some sorts of trial. And then this week early, he was sentenced. This is exactly what I've always said. Justice delayed is justice denied. This incident took place in about 2019. Fast forward, within 2 or 3 years, a conviction. So people, it shows you that these persons or these people in law enforcement is not playing. Now, when the father hears this, he does not really have any sorts of conscience, so maybe he is going to be moved either one. He won't be moved either one way or the other. However, this is going to be a reminder of what his fate is going to be. Because when we check the statistics, this would have been a more complex case than the father's case. The father actually has 2 cases, 2 different wives, 2 different incidents. As a matter of fact, the father was also charged or is a suspect in the takeaway of the mother and possibly the father of one of those wives. So people, we are talking about at least 4 people get pie up totally. 4 people almost lose their life. 3 of them did. When you think about the facts in which the last wife lost her life, some people do her bad and then burn her up in the car. Just imagine what his judgment is going to be, and rightfully so. So at the end of the day, what we realize is that one set of government, one set of people are serious about crime. They get justice swift and fast. When it comes to the next people, which is Jamaica. So therefore, I don't really like to compare USA and Jamaica, seeing that first world versus third world. However, justice is justice. When you're evil, when a case is straightforward, we should expect nothing less than a conviction, nothing less than at least a 20-piece. For Mr. Beachy Stout, this should be amped up at least 3 or 4 times. So therefore, at least 80 years this man deserves. Obviously, whatever happens, he will not see a next day, a light of day upon the street in the free world. He should be convicted and sent away, even if Jamaica was also serious, given capital punishment. So at the end of the day, this man, Beachy Stout, should feel like a failure in life. A failure as a dad, because obviously he did not train his son properly. Obviously, this son have the genotype, the chromosome of some sorts of demon. People, this is a tragic American and Jamaican story. What is the likely possibility of a father and a son being charged at the same time, locked up at about the same time for the same sorts of ISH? The father a double and the son a single. The son should consider himself very lucky. I think that they were sympathetic because he served in some sorts of part of the army or navy or military in America. The fact that he was not tried for first degree, they gave him a lesser charge of MANSLAUGHTER. So therefore, him get 20, he has to serve at least 7.5 before he is eligible for parole. And people, then again, this is or there won't be any sorts of guarantee that when that 7.5 year comes up, he will be let out free. That is a chance that the system will have to take. However, at the end of the day, this man will have to answer to his son or his daughter, why did he take away their mom? Point blank and period. Now, the next thing that is popping in the news is a topic that a whole bunch of persons have been asking me to address. And it is the fact or the plans of the government of Jamaica, JDF, to send soldiers to Haiti. Now, when I first heard about this, I said that should be a very easy decision for Jamaica to make. Them nah go. They don't have the financing. They don't have the training. They don't have the capability. They don't have the temperament. They were not properly given enough time to make that decision. So therefore, why would they even consider it? This is not something that is supposed to be on the table. And people, I am going to explain in intricate details. When it comes to places like UK, Canada, and America, especially America, America considers itself the world police. So therefore, if them see a conflict brewing in the region, the Caribbean, and they've decided not to go or decided to think about it for a longer time, what is the haste in Jamaica, or why would Jamaica feel as if this is something they want to get into, get mixed up into? Like me tell you, America is world popo because it has the finances, it has the resources, it has the capability, it has the training, it has the soldiers that have experience in going in several conflicts. Generals, people that know about war, conflict resolution, serious stuff. When we look at Jamaica and compare Jamaica, ourselves are in conflict, chaos, catastrophe. It is not as if there is tranquility and calm in a Jamaica, any sorts of era. Persons are actually under siege. Persons are actually afraid of what is going on. When hours beat, people take for themselves. Nobody is laying on the road. So therefore, don't you see that as some sorts of problem? Let's talk about our lawmakers. Let's talk about Parliament itself. Have you seen any of those videos making their rounds on social media? This is supposed to be a professional setting. However, there is so much bickering, so much squabbling. You would think that this was like some sorts of schoolyard. So therefore, when these people are supposed to sit down around that negotiating table, them are FIGHT. Do you think that we should rely on these decision makers to formulate a plan to actually go to a foreign country where those criminals would have what we call home field advantage? That means them know the terrain, them know everything about the place, them can pretty much shock and awe their own soldiers, their own government. What do you think is going to happen when the blind send the blind, meaning the government of Jamaica and the JDF, send their soldiers to a place like Haiti that is chaotic, where the gangs pretty much run the place? If for them army can't manage for them people, for them gangs, why do you think that you're even capable? Is Jamaica world renowned for any sorts of crisis situation? Are they known for calming down any sorts of conflict resolution? So why would the JCF and the government of Jamaica feel as if that would be some sorts of smart plan? So when you see these parliamentarians acting like some Lego beasts in the boardroom, it is just a reflection of the lack of professionalism, the lack of the right training, the lack of the right temperament that the soldiers have. Have you seen those videos that are making its rounds with our soldiers in these garrison? How them do people, how much people lose them life, how these persons don't get any sorts of justice, and everybody have to quiet because them realize, listen, if them demand any sorts of justice, there will be swift and fast retaliation. The people in Haiti, the gangs in Haiti, they are not like that. They will rail up, they will revolt. Them have all of these ASSAULT, tall broom or tall map. They have their country under siege. Them have them placed hostage. In Jamaica, the gunman have the government hostage. So therefore, if Jamaicans cannot control their own criminals, how is it that they expect to go in a foreign land where those persons have home field advantage, can watch you and scope you out? If anything goes wrong, who do you think that they are going to blame? If a Jamaican soldier take away anybody's life unjustly in their eyes, what do you think is going to happen? The whole of Haiti is going to turn on the soldiers in Jamaica. People, me just say, leave it up to the world, po. Leave it up to NATO, who are qualified to deal with situations like this. The government of Jamaica is not fit. They are not ready. People, the truth and the fact is that the bottom line or the reason for all of this, it is called pulling the wool over the people them eyes. It is called a sham. It is called deflection for all that is going on in Jamaica. They want to take the attention off the failure of the government, the finance minister, the FSC, for covering up for all these culprit and crooks known as SSL that has taken the public money. So therefore, this is just a next way to hustle the government, to hustle the Jamaican people purse and say, yes, them use X amount of millions or billions when they went to Haiti for help out a crisis situation. But people just think Jamaica itself is in a crisis. The whole crime fighting strategy, it is an epic failure. So what is the sense if somebody broke or somebody homeless, taking home or sheltering somebody else that is broke in a bad or just the same very desolate situation like ourselves? How is the blind or the homeless going to grant any sorts of shelter for the homeless? Makes absolutely no sorts of sense. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. I understand that this might be your grandma's favorite YouTube channel. However, this is not the typical run-of-the-mill mama and papa channel. This is news with a buzz. If you appreciate videos like this, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, and sharing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Bless up.